What do we have to gripe about here in the Americas? We've come a long way since British occupation, since the original 13 colonies. We have advanced medicine, we have science that's far superior than what it was 200 years ago. We have pretty much universal health care here in the States. Anyone can receive medical attention, making use of advanced, sophisticated technology. We have nobody's starving and nobody's, being attacked by Indians with hatchets and being scalped. No one's having to look down the barrel of a musket, and no one's having to worry about certain diseases that have since then been curable, like malaria and all these other things that they had to deal with when they were living close to the swamps. And we've come a long way here in the Americas. What are we complaining about? What is our grievances? There shouldn't be any. We should be thankful and happy and content. We live in the greatest country in the world, so claimed, and I believe proven, by the way it treats its citizens and how the citizens have contributed to its society, and how we have freedom of choice, freedom to vote, and we're not restrained in a slavery environment, since we've gone beyond that, since Abraham Lincoln. We're free people. We can work where we want to. We can eat what we want. We can do recreational activities, whether on water or land. And we can pretty much enjoy ourselves and make good use of what God has given us in a spirit of thankfulness. Other third world countries, I don't know if they have those privileges. It's mandated to wear, headpieces over and face masks, veils they call it, and it's mandatory to do very stringent things that we don't have to do over here. There's prohibitions against certain activities, prohibition against alcohol, prohibitions against certain sexual behaviors, and prohibition against certain kinds of speeches. And there's a lot of freedoms that aren't available over in those areas as they are over here. But you know what the Apostle Paul said? He says that though he has, certain freedoms, he didn't want to taint the gospel, the image of the gospel. He wanted to maintain a good report and a good example and a good witness for Christ, for God. Though he had freedoms, he oftentimes ignored those freedoms to choose obedience to Christ, because for conscience sake, being in tune with God's Spirit, he didn't want to offend God as being the highest priority. So he did set certain parameters for himself, just for the sake of the gospel.